EkkiThump, welcome back to Let's Play Osiris New Dawn. I'm right here where we left off last time. So I'm at the exit point from Hive Typhoon, and there's no obvious exit here. It's just a random patch of sand. I assume we're supposed to have come out up there, maybe? This weird rock. Oh no, that's a bone, isn't it? Actually, yeah, we're kind of in the... well, it's not the worm graveyard, it's a worm graveyard. Whatever, let's drop a beacon here. I don't know if it's going to do us any good, but it's a cool point of interest on the map. Satellite dishes, beacon. Where's my multi-tool? I've taken it off my bar for some reason. Put it on 6 for now. Nickname Hive Typhoon Exit. So that's the exit, and that's at about -3, -1, give or take a little bit. Now, I was going to also go and drop a beacon at the entrance point to Hive Typhoon, just so I know my way back in there. And it was, as we said, roughly in the middle of the map. So we need to go in a bit of a positive direction with the latitude. In fact, it's probably just over this ridge. Oh, God damn it, I've got to find it again now. I'm not sure why it doesn't show up on this. Or maybe it does if I zoom out a little bit. Whatever, let's head back towards 0, 0 and we'll find it again. As we suspected, it was roughly there. Ah, I think that's it down there. Yeah, there it is. You can see where the lithium is. Right, now we've got to do this bit of parkour here again. I should let my hover boots recharge because they were quite important in getting down there. Or we could just fling ourselves off the edge and just respawn and pick up the corpse again. But do I really want to sacrifice my, was it 11 days without dying at this point? I think not. So let's try and do this again. So over there, there was a bit of a leap of faith at some point where we just happened to fall onto a handily placed ledge. Let's try fire the hover boots as much as we can. Then come down here. Is there a safer way to drop? That's still quite a bit of fall damage if we have to take it, but I think we have to take it. We made it. Not a single point of damage. So here's Hive Typhoon at probably like +1, -1.5-ish. Just clear out a couple of snubs. They're going to respawn here infinitely, I suppose.
Vitals dropping.
Just want to quickly grab some extra lithium if we can. Keep an eye on what's going on around us. Parasites? What are you doing here? A lot of you.
Seek medical assistance immediately. Vital stabilized.
We did get some combat points going through the hive. I don't think we've got enough to get to where I really want to be. Sort of the heavy assault rifle, the very top level. We're definitely working through there. We also wanted to experiment with some of the melee weapons. This is probably a good place to come and train up in the future as well. We've got an unlimited supply of relatively weak enemies to just work out on. Alright, well let's not get too fresh here. Let's drop a beacon and be on our way. Just going to stand here and nickname a beacon in full sight of the enemy. Here they come.
Vitals dropping.
Okay, beacon's dropped. Let's go. And let's go back to base because we've got our diamonds. We've got plenty of lithium. I think we're just heading back towards our inflatable dome. So that was our adventure in Hive Typhoon. Now as I say, we've got our diamonds, which means we can start some vehicles. But actually the first one we might want to get is the Mecha Crab, which is a really fun vehicle, really great for getting around on the ground generally. And of course, apart from diamonds, one thing we did get in that cave was a lot of crab pieces. So we should be in a position to actually get our crab built. I mean, look at all the meat and talons. I think we only need like 4 pieces of each. So yeah, we should be pretty sorted for that.
Vitals stabilized.
I'm overeating massively, but I'm more eager to use the food items than the health items to regen health if I can. Alright, so here we are. Back at base. Now, obviously we can now build vehicles. And as much as I'd like to go directly for the crab, I think I really wanted to go down here and get the heat cells and reactor cells. So that I can start producing the advanced pistols. We've only got 7 combat points, so we can't get the... Well, we can make the assault rifle. We can't actually make ammo shells for it yet, but we can make an assault rifle and make use of these magazines that we've been picking up. And we'll get to the magazines pretty soon. So we do want to go down there, which means we need to invest 10... 24 minus 7, so 17 science points into these, and then we can think about going across for the crab. But more than that, what we need to do first is work on a vehicle refueling infrastructure. So let's get ourselves a gas depot. Now, to make use of the gas depot, obviously we're going to need gas. We're going to need these lots of barrels for the gas, and probably a whole bunch of glass containers as well is what we're going to need. Let me just drop these metals off. Got 19 diamonds, which is pretty good going, considering that we had none before. We'll take the carbon with us, and we can store that in the chest at Geyser Hill as well. Any more metals to go in? No. Let's leave some crab parts behind. Wait a minute, it's the same chest. Here we are. Lots of different pieces of crabs. Crab eyes. And so forth. Okay, so next project we're going to have to work on is a whole bunch of glass containers, I think. That's the main priority. Let's have a look in the forge and see what we need to make them. We've got a bunch of glass here, which I imagine is pretty important. Steel. Of course, we need a ton of steel. Now let's say we're going to make 8 glass containers, just as a random number off the top of my head. So we're going to need lots of iron and lots of magnesium. And of course we're going to need a lot more aluminium. So let's go and raid those white nodes behind the base over there. It's actually a really good location, this. There's basically everything you could want within close range. Apart from obviously like diamonds and the rubber trees a bit far away. But I don't think there's any location on Proteus that actually has literally everything.
Vitals dropping.
Those parasites are really starting to get on my tits. Fuck off. They just scuttle through the grass. They're like scalepods, but worse because they're harder to hit. Maybe we should set up base defences. Some guns and electric... Oh, electric fences are a thing as well. We haven't explored any of that stuff yet. I'm kind of minded to actually build an outpost at Hive Typhoon once we have like the defensive parts unlocked. Have a really solid... are they like a recipe we have to unlock, or do we just get them? Electric fences. I think they're here. What's this? Crab fence, used to prevent large creatures. Or we've got a large electrical fence, or a small electrical fence. I'm not sure if these work for both. But we've also got a choice of various... like Electrodome. Holy shit, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff we can experiment with. And Hive Typhoon seems like a nice dangerous location to build. There's always plenty of snubs around there. So yeah, we will build an outpost in the future, but we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Let's process some aluminium. And some steel. I wonder how flexible we can be in terms of where we actually place those custom building components. Because one thing I'd really like to do is to build some kind of elevated road system between a few different locations here on Proteus. Like, we've got the base over here. We could also we've got Hive Typhoon, where we're going to build an outpost. Is that enough for me to start working on these containers? Yeah. Okay, we want eight specialized containers. So once we have 16 steel. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know if we can do it. I don't even know how wide these things are, or if we can like put them at a vertical angle. But we've got like wide stairs we could use. That's obviously that's like the most logical thing I can think of to do with them, because even if we build a custom structure with the walls, I'm not sure if we can actually do anything with it, like put furniture in there and stuff. We should also make some more barrels. I don't think then again, we can't really even carry more than 6, but we are going to want to have enough barrels for a combination of hydrogen and nitrogen to make the hydrazine fuel. We've got some spare steel. Maybe we could just crank out a few more barrels. Do we have any copper and titanium left? Got some copper. And some titanium. Yes, we do. 4 more barrels. That ought to do it. Okay, let's save the game here. Might as well go and get to work. I'm carrying a bunch of extra metal which I don't need to be, but I don't think this is super bad at the moment. So here's our chem station. Oh, we've got some plastic there. So we've got a bunch of hydrogen already. We can take these barrels and we can fill them with nitrogen and So the requirement for hydrazine, is it 1 to 1? No, it's actually twice the amount of hydrogen to nitrogen. That kind of fits then. Right, let's take our empty barrels. We'll leave the containers in here for now. What can't be removed? The locator cannot be removed from your person for some weird reason. I can put it in my inventory, but apparently I can't put the locator in a chest. How odd. Can I put the multi-tool in a chest? No. I don't know why that would be, unless they just don't want you... They don't want players on multiplayer servers trading their locators for some reason. Right, let's go find some nitrogen. So nitrogen is white. That's oxygen. Nitrogen, I think that's the closest one over there. Where's that one? It's one of the two. There we are. Nitrogen. 5 barrels of. Take this. Whoops. Past it. It's right at the peak of the hill. Let me take one of these. And this is going to fill my inventory, I think. Not quite. It's not even going to encumber us, amazingly enough. And let's start making some hydrazine containers. And this is going to be our liquid fuel. There we are. So, 8 jars of that. Let's put all these away in here for now. Because what we've got to do next is to build a fueling station. I don't really want to build it at the top of Geyser Hill, but I might want to build it like on this end of the valley to make it a bit easier to run backwards and forwards with the jars. You see what I mean about building roadways? It's going to be much if we could like make custom pathways where we don't have to run up and down hills all the time. Well, we could run up one hill instead of running up and down hills. That would be the first test, actually. Can we build a straight path from the base over to Geyser Hill? I have a strong suspicion you can only align the pathways on like the north, south, east, west, and like the 4 other in-between directions. So it might not be entirely possible, but we'll have to see if we can get close. Right, so next step, we want to build, where would they be? Radar dishes. Right, it's not gas fuel, is it? It's liquid. So we want to build more steel, of course, and some copper and rubber. Did we use all our steel? Have I still got a barrel on me somewhere? I've still got a barrel on me somewhere. That's fine. Right, so we are going to need definitely more aluminium. We've got any more iron left? Got some iron. Alright, same again then. Let's go hit some aluminium nodes. Wait a minute, that's a green one. Is that chlorine? Maybe it is in the game finally. I couldn't find any chlorine last season. I've just noticed that one. It bloody is. It's chlorine. Okay, we actually got all 4 gases then. So there's hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and chlorine. Fantastic. Now, I've just thought what I can do with the custom industrial pieces. I could actually build a giant garage for them. Obviously, we're just going to put our first fuel tank down over by Geyser Hill. But eventually we could make like
dehydration detected.
A platform area.
Hydration levels are now satisfied.
With like enough space to store all our vehicles, because we're going to build all the vehicles. And we could have like fueling stations there and stuff. That would be one immediate use I could think of for them. I'll have to see if we can unlock the custom... where the fuck am I going? I was going to build it down here. Yeah, we'll have to see if we can build... get those custom pieces unlocked and start working on some platforms and stuff. Now, what am I missing here? Oh, rubber. Missing rubber. There we are. Right. I should have everything now, shouldn't I? Radar dishes, liquid tank. There we are. We're building this first because I'm pretty sure the small vehicles, the hoverbike and such, use hydrazine fuel. And they should be able to squeeze themselves in over here. I think I need to spin this round. Right, so I'm pretty sure the nozzle is the refueling side. So if we have this here, it should make it a bit easier to access. Whoops. Rotate back. There you go. Right, let's go and get those jars of hydrazine and stick them in there. You know what would be really cool is if we could make a liquid tank that holds water and that could refill our jars from. So there's all of that. That barrel goes back in here. I'm not even going to fill this up with 8 jars, we're going to need more. I mean, it's fine by me, because we get science points for getting the materials for it. I am wondering how long one tank of hydrazine is going to last. Well, that's 8 jars. So we have... Actually, we could, couldn't we? Because we can extract hydrazine from station. We could have a... Holy shit, that's a brilliant idea. We could have a liquid tank and fill it with water. Obviously, it's pointless because we've got sap trees so close by. But yeah, we could actually make an outpost with a water tank, put water in it. And if we're like stuck out in the shit with no sap on us, we could just go to the water station, and that's a brilliant idea. We'll put that on the back burner because I don't think we're going to need to do that imminently. We've got plenty of liquid to hand at the moment. But right, so that's the refueling station. Now, let's decide what vehicle we're going to build first. We've got a choice of hoverbikes are pretty nice. I don't think they have their own inventory though. Let's see. Spaceship, of course we're going to want a spaceship, but not yet. Heavy class OAMUs are big mechs. They're extremely slow, mostly used for base defense. In any case, Azurnium is the one material we currently have no access to. Rover is not bad, but if I was going to build a vehicle like that, I think I would just build the Gav. So, yeah, let's start off with a nice Gav. Alright, so, main thing we're going to have to go gather is lead. We've got everything else here. We don't have any lead. And I can't remember where we saw it. It was near the carbon, I think, because I was talking about how there's always lead near carbon, and then we found the carbon. I can't remember exactly where. But everything else we should have here. We've got wires, we've got diamonds, got circuit boards, got loads of lithium. Right, let's drop off the metals. Steel, glass, some of that. We'll put these containers back in the chest upon Geyser Hill. We want to be very disciplined about that. We don't want to be wondering where the jars are when we need them. But like plastic I could store here. Because we're going to need plastic here anyway. More rubber to go back in there. What else? Anything else we could drop off? I think we're all set. Right. Hopefully for the last time on foot, let's go find some lead. Let's just check actually. We only need a little bit of lead. Do I really not have any at all? That might be enough, you know. That might just be enough. Right, so we needed 15 ingots of lithium. Do we have any already refined? We do, so that'll be enough of that. We needed, let's see, diamonds and wires and probably circuit boards were in there somewhere. Probably some rubber, I don't know. What else? Probably a load of steel that I don't have anymore. Yeah, 20 steel, 10 titanium we can easily manage. Right, 20 steel, 10 titanium, that's the other requirements. How much steel do we have on hand? We've got some. 18. We can probably just about scrounge up enough. Make one more aluminium ingot. And see, titanium, I'm quite sure we've got enough of that. We've made a load of it and we've hardly used any. Alright, here we go. First vehicle, the GAV. I forget what it's supposed to stand for. It does stand for something. Oh, you get 4 combat points for that. Nice. Let's unlock nothing because we can't. But we are getting close to being able to unlock. Right, it's probably better to unlock the ammo shells before we go down the bolt rifle. So yeah. Right, so this vehicle has an inventory, which is important. It means we're going to be able. Blimey, it doesn't have much of an inventory. It has a little bit of an inventory. Probably just better to store some hydrogen cans in there. Apparently it comes with a little bit of fuel. Holy shit, it's nippier than I remember. So the main thing about this is obviously it's got its own gun. Where do you see the fuel on it? It's got it's got a power dial at the bottom right. You probably can't see it, it's quite faint, but it does have a power dial. Right, let's go and test this refueling area. So it's the green thing. Okay, so that's how we do it basically. We drive into the green area. Right, let's take it for a spin. Let's go somewhere where there's not a lot to crash into. No, I don't think it can jump or boost or anything. Before we do anything else, let me see if I can customise it at all. We honestly didn't try that very much last season. Customise. Yeah, we can change the colours. We can make it our own. Yeah, our own appalling colour scheme. We can make the details. No, the green goes too well. Let's make the details purple. And it has no glows, although it does have glows. It has headlights, but apparently we can't turn those on. Yeah, now that's an EkkiThump sort of vehicle. So top speed is 86. There's no like boost or anything. It tears through fuel pretty fast, it seems. The power's already gone back down to about 90%. Alright, yeah, since it's only got a 2-slot inventory, what we're going to do is just put make an extra couple of jars, stick some hydrazine in there. Obviously that's a little bit faster than running. Right, let's drop it over here at the liquid tank. Right, so basically we've gone through about a quarter of a tank of fuel, and that has used about 10% of the station, so we do use up a lot of fuel. I suppose that's not so bad. Right, extra couple of glass jars then. Extra couple of jars, and just keep a couple of fuel jars in the inventory for emergencies. God damn it, that means we're going to need more steel. Holy shit. Okay, well we're definitely going to need even more aluminium. To be honest, we could probably do with some more iron at this point as well. There's the aluminium, there's some iron rocks around here somewhere. Ah, it's those ones. We're getting through a lot of steel around here. It's like the Industrial Revolution all over again. Right, some aluminium, some iron. And we're going to need that glass back out. There we are, more steel, 2 more containers. So let's actually go and make another full run of hydrazine. So now we know it's 2 barrels of hydrogen to 1 barrel of nitrogen. So we can balance our collection a bit better now. I'm going completely the wrong fucking direction. But we can balance our collection a bit better now. Because we know how many barrels of each we need. So let's see here, 2 hydrogen, we've got 3 nitrogen already, so we're going to need 6 hydrogen for that, so there's the 6. So there's the 6, and then we could have, I guess, just 1 more barrel of each. Right, let's go and collect the hydrogen first then. Keep them science points flowing as well. How far off are we from... We've got 13 at the moment. How many did we need for... Ah, there's the 10 for the heat cells. So we're on the way. Hydrogen... What's this? Oh, titanium. I was going to say, did I just overlook the fact there's a bunch of carbon lying around the base? But no, it's just titanium in moody evening lighting. So there's hydrogen to nitrogen. Hydrogen. Hydrogen. Nitrogen, and 1 more barrel of each. No, holy shit, we're actually full on back. Well, we can stick it in there. We are carrying a ridiculous amount of stuff. I'm glad I put those strength points in. So now we should be able to make, hopefully, 10 jars of hydrazine. There we go. So put the gas barrels and stuff back in here. That's all the barrels. Then 2 in the vehicle inventory and the rest in the tank, if it can fit. So 2 emergency jars. And then we fill up here. We're not going to be able to fit all this in. I guess that's fine. Right, so we've got our first vehicle. We've got the GAV, our 6-wheeled rover. with gun, sadly without inventory. To be honest, I'm not sure what vehicle you'd use as a kind of surface transport if you needed something with a bit of backpack space. Maybe the rover has a bit more inventory on it. I know the spaceship does, or did, which would make sense because you need it to like carry a lot of materials back and forth between Proteus and Aziel, and eventually the other planets, assuming they ever add them. Interestingly, once we build the spaceship and get up into space, we can also start mining Azurnium from the asteroids. We don't need to rely on meteor strikes to gather it anymore. That'll do for this episode though. I think next time we're going to start work on a couple of personal weapons. We can do the heat pistol now, and we can hopefully pretty soon unlock the ammo shells. You only need like a couple more combat points. We can definitely make an assault rifle, definitely make use of these magazines. We might even go on a little trip down Mine Magni and have a really like a proper go through it and see if we can take on the Queen with those weapons. But I guess that's all for next time. For now, I've been EkkiThump, and this has been Let's Play Osiris New Dawn. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more gameplay of this game. And we're going to sign off as soon as I show this fucking arachnid who he's messing with. There we go. That's another combat point to the collection. Right, so like and subscribe if you'd like to see more gameplay of this game, and I'll see you next time.